know that moment when you realize your entire life is about to change, and not in a good way? That's exactly where I found myself 3 weeks ago when my husband came home with what he called exciting news. I'm Sarah Atwell Sharma, 32, and I've been married to my husband Raj Sharma for 5 years. We have a beautiful 3-year-old daughter named Maya. And up until recently, I thought we had a pretty good thing going. But one conversation turned our world completely upside down. It started on a Tuesday evening. Raj came home from work earlier than usual, which should have been my first clue that something was up. He had this weird energy about him. Nervous, but also kind of excited, like a kid who knows they're about to ask for something big. We sat down for dinner, and after about 10 minutes of small talk, he finally dropped the bomb. "So I talked to my parents today," he said, pushing his food around his plate. "They want to sell their house in New Jersey and move in with us." I literally stopped mid-bite. "Move in with us?" Our house has 3 bedrooms, one of which is Maya's nursery, and another we use as a home office since we both work from home twice a week. "Move in? Like permanently?" I asked, hoping I'd misunderstood. "Yes," Raj said, and then he started talking really fast, like he does when he's nervous. "They're getting older, you know? Dad's 68 now and Mom's 65. They're finding it harder to maintain the house. And honestly, in our culture, it's completely normal for parents to live with their adult children. It's expected, actually. Now, let me pause here and give you some context. I knew going into this marriage that Raj's family had different expectations than mine. His parents immigrated from India in the 80s, and while they've been in America for decades, they've held onto a lot of traditional values. Which is fine. I've always respected that. But we talked about this before we got married. We'd specifically discussed boundaries and expectations. Raj had told me that while his parents might bring it up someday, he understood that American households typically operate differently, and he was okay with that. He said we'd cross that bridge when we came to it, together. Well, apparently we'd arrived at that bridge, and Raj had already started crossing it without me. "When did you decide this?" I asked, trying to keep my voice level. "I haven't decided anything," he said defensively. "But Sarah, they're my parents. I can't just say no without even considering it. Considering it is different from the way you're talking about it right now," I pointed out. "You're talking about it like it's already happening." That's when things got tense. Raj went into this whole explanation about how in Indian families, taking care of aging parents isn't just normal, it's a sacred duty. He talked about how his parents had sacrificed everything to give him opportunities in America, how they'd worked 2 jobs each, how they'd saved every penny for his education. And look, I get it. I really do. I have enormous respect for his parents and everything they've done. They've always been kind to me, even though I know his mom had some reservations about Raj marrying someone who wasn't Indian. But we've built a good relationship over the years. But here's the thing. Our house is 1,800 square feet. It's a nice house in a good neighborhood, but it's not big. If his parents moved in, we'd have to convert our home office into their bedroom. That means Raj and I would both lose our workspace. I'm a freelance graphic designer, and I meet with clients via video call regularly. He's an accountant who needs quiet space during tax season. Plus, and I'm just being honest here, I value my privacy. I like walking around my own house in my pajamas on Sunday morning. I like being able to parent my daughter without someone looking over my shoulder. I like the intimacy of having dinner as just our little family some nights. Is that selfish? Maybe, but I also think it's human. What about Maya? I asked. She's at that age where she needs consistency and routine. Having 2 more people in the house is going to completely change the dynamic. She'd benefit from having her grandparents around, Raj countered. Think about all the wisdom they could share with her, the stories, the connection to her heritage. They can do that with regular visits, I said. They live 2 hours away, Raj. That's not across the country. Over the next few days, I tried to come up with compromises. I really did try to find a middle ground. What if we helped them find an apartment nearby? I suggested. We could even help with rent. Make sure they're close enough to visit all the time. Raj shook his head. That would feel like rejection to them. Like we don't want them around. What if we looked into a larger house? I offered. even though the thought made my stomach drop. We just finished renovating our kitchen last year. Something with an in-law suite or separate entrance. We can't afford that right now, Raj said flatly. Not with Maya's preschool costs and everything else. Then what about a timeline? I pressed. Like, they move in temporarily while we save up for a bigger place, or while we figure out a better long-term solution. But every suggestion I made was met with resistance. It became clear that in Raj's mind, there was only one acceptable answer. Yes, they can move in indefinitely. The real breaking point came when I found out he'd already told his parents that it would probably be fine. He'd gotten their hopes up without even having a real conversation with me first. Then the phone calls started. First, it was Raj's older sister, Priya, who lives in California. "Sarah, I know this is an adjustment," she said in that condescending tone that made my skin crawl. "But this is just what we do. I would take them in myself if I didn't live so far away." Easy to say when you're 3,000 miles away, I thought, but didn't say. Then Raj's aunt called me, giving me this whole lecture about duty and respect and how American individualism was destroying family values. She actually said to me, "In our culture, we don't throw our parents away when they get old." That one stung, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm not throwing anyone away. I'm just trying to maintain some boundaries in my own home. Even Raj's mom called, though she was much gentler about it. "Sarah, beta," she said, using the Hindi term of endearment she sometimes uses with me. "I know this is difficult, but we won't be a burden. We can help with Maya, with cooking, with the house. We just want to be close to our son and granddaughter in our final years." The way she said final years felt manipulative, honestly. They're both healthy and active. They could easily have another 20 years ahead of them. I talked to my own parents about it, and they were shocked. "Wait, he didn't even ask you first," my mom said. "He just announced it?" My dad was more blunt. "Sarah, this is your house too. You have every right to say no if you're not comfortable." I also talked to my best friend, Jen, who's married to a guy from a Chinese family. She got it immediately. "Look, I love my in-laws," she said, "but living with them would be a nightmare. There's a reason we moved 3 states away." But then I posted about it anonymously in a forum for people in multicultural marriages, and the responses were mixed. Some people said I was being culturally insensitive, that I needed to be more flexible. Others said that regardless of culture, both spouses need to agree on something this major. Here's what really bothers me. I feel like I'm being painted as the villain in this story. Like I'm the intolerant American who doesn't understand family values. But I don't think wanting to maintain some autonomy in my own home makes me a bad person. And honestly, I'm angry at Raj. We're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to make big decisions together. But he went behind my back, got his parents' hopes up, and now I'm the bad guy if I say no. So here's where we are now. Raj isn't speaking to me unless necessary. His family thinks I'm heartless. I'm sleeping in the guest room because the tension is so thick in our bedroom that I can't stand it. But I'm also standing my ground, because I think if I give in on this, it sets a precedent. It tells Raj that he can make major life decisions without me, and I'll just have to go along with it. It tells his family that my needs and boundaries don't matter. Am I wrong? Am I being selfish? Should I just suck it up and let them move in because it's important to my husband's culture? Or am I right to insist that both partners need to enthusiastically agree before inviting 2 more people to live in our home permanently? I honestly don't know anymore. The house is quiet tonight. Maya's asleep. Raj is watching TV in the living room. And I'm here, wondering if I'm about to lose my marriage over this, or if I'm protecting it. What would you do?